Hello everyone who's ever wanted to... Wow, I didn't think of intro. Hello everyone who likes big boats bashing each other. I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths Scientific Combat Testing and... kind of Battleship Diary Season 2 Episode 4.5, I guess, or something. If you have no idea what this is talking about, and if you have no idea what The Risky Big Thing Stage 9 and Stage 8 is, I said that backwards, 8 comes before 9. I've been working on a giant experimental battleship in order to practice things and learn things. And Stage 9 is a little bit different from Stage 8. And this is kind of a spur-of-the-moment video. I hadn't planned it, but I thought to myself, you know what? One of the best ways to test your designs is to test it against itself and just see which version does slightly better. So this is going to determine of what version we end up going with here. So Stage 8 of The Risky Big Thing, which I forget what people were nicknaming this thing. The Hunchback, I think, was one of them. Or the Humpback, perhaps? I don't quite remember. Name suggestions, as ever, are always welcome. Do bear in mind, though, this thing is not finished. I don't know when exactly it'll be finished. It's almost finished, I guess. I'm assuming I don't do something crazy with it. But it's armed entirely with advanced cannons. In particular, it's got these... what gauge are these again? I think they're like 100mm AP... Sabot frag guns, which are very devastating. However... this particular thing is very laggy and also like spits out so many shells that they tend to despawn. So that is a bit of an issue there. Which is why number 9 was made, and a very brief summary of Battleship Diary Episode 4, if you haven't seen that, and if you want more detail on this thing, you should go watch it, is that it has laser miniguns, which is essentially just 4 laser combiners on a spin block that spins around to look cool, and just, you know, it like sprays things with lasers, and instead of the little mini Seawiz guns that the number 8 has, and it has cram cannons instead of the Sabot frag guns. And honestly, Sabot frag is more versatile, but cram cannons do more damage per shot and per material, which is why, by the way, that this fella is about 2.6 million materials, and that one is about 2.8. So this is cheaper. Do bear that in mind. I think this is a higher block count, though. It's like 78,000 blocks versus... Need to get closer. Need to get even closer because, I don't know, From the Depths. This is about 75,000 blocks, and this is why I kind of wanted to avoid using cram cannons, is because crams are very block heavy, and they do tend to attract a lot of fire from anything that aims for clusters of blocks, and that's a bit of a bummer, and because that's the biggest and arguably most expensive weapon system on the ship over there. So we'll see how these things do. It's gonna be interesting. And without further ado, I should have colored them different colors. So the Stage 8 is on the right, Stage 9 is on the left, and let us proceed. This is going to be very laggy. I kind of forgot that Stage 8 does not have smoke defense, which is going to make things a little bit interesting. It also doesn't have diff Seawiz, which also is going to make this kind of interesting. Alright, let's see what's happening now. Health lead. The Stage 8 has a health lead. Yep, the Stage 8 is still very much in the lead, health-wise. And there's lots of missile interceptors flying back and forth. This fight isn't as laggy as I thought it was going to be. And now it's quite even, actually, with, see, now they're just trying to intercept each other's interceptors, and that's just embarrassing. I think that the Stage 8 is going to win... Simply because these Sabot frag guns, they focus down stuff. Whoa, yeah, they're tearing straight through this. They've basically crippled, like, most of the front guns already, so that's a bit of a problem. Trying to catch a friggin' shell as it goes over there. Although it is pretty even. It's pretty even Stevens at the moment. Let's see here. What's happened over here? Bearing in mind, both of these are big glass cannons, so... What's happened here? Interesting. I guess the cram... I want to see what that cram shot did. It punched a hole through the engines is what it did. Oh boy. And they're coming back around by the looks of it. Let's follow these Sabo guns. What are they doing? Yeah, they're aiming straight for the engines. Yeah, man, those guns are something else. And there goes the fuel tanks. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's bad. So once again, this is a little bit like the Drakenslong, is that it is kind of vulnerable to... It is kind of vulnerable to, like, fast APS, which, like, it can't dodge. And, alright, now that we're at this range, the Sabot frag is really going to make a mess of things. So, immediately what I'm thinking here is that the cram cannons are not as good as the Sabot frag guns. Just because they're less versatile. You are going to have to fire a bit better than that. Let's follow this cram shell over there. And they're also not as good at long range, although it is... let's see here. I can't really tell if shells are despawning over there, or not. Is that a cram cannon I see over there? I think so. What is that dot I'm seeing? Is there another one coming? Oh wow, they're at a considerable distance to each other now. Wow, that is going... I don't know where that's going, but it's going somewhere else. And looks like, yeah, Stage 8 is currently in the lead and is staying there. Simply... Oh wow, one of the Sabot frag guns got damaged. Impressive. Yeah, this is not going very well, just at long range. Bearing in mind that this thing... I don't know, I tried to make it somewhat maneuverable, but it does, like, you know, it's quite chill. It's quite zen in the fact that whatever ranges it is currently at, it will stay there, it'll hold its ground just in general. And, yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is that I'm just gonna replace these tiny little Seaver's guns with the lasers. And that'll be it. And, like, the cram version will be... Right. There's a way of seeing whether shells despawn. I don't think they're despawning. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's all good. Wow, that superstructure's gone. Yeah, also, I think, the lasers aren't really doing that much. These are kind of weak lasers. They're just kind of there for, well, pretty light show mostly. Zip, 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 zip. Damn it. Let me... Okay. Okay. This is one of the things you must do, is that you must hitch a ride on shells whenever possible. And that means you don't have to... Whee! This is going to... Is this going to hit anything? Oh, is this immobilized? Oh, wow. I think the lasers might actually be doing stuff. Or not. I can't actually tell. This is like death of 1,000, like, little miniature burns for the most part. Hold on. Let's see here. locking onto this block here. Now the health is going down. Very slowly. Those lasers are just kind of... Wow, they're really painting up a storm there because they're scattering so much. Bit of a problem, really, but, yeah. Whee! Maybe I should replace, you know what I should do? Maybe... No, I shouldn't do that. That would be silly. Right, let us now... Whoa! Okay, alright, that might have been a shell respawn right there. When something like jolts back to the ship itself. Let's follow this guy. Yeah, this is not going well. Whoa! Yeah, I think that might have been a respawn. Yep, definitely need to still reduce the amount of shell fire that comes off there. And I didn't fix the bloody... That's a problem right there. Damn it, let me lock onto a shell that's actually going someplace, please. Please! Yeah, the cram cannons aren't doing very well here. This could still be a long fight, though, because even though the armor is, like, kind of, you know, papery for the most part, it's still quite bulky, and there's a fair amount of redundancy on these things, so, that does make a bit of a difference. Maybe I should swap the minigun lasers out with something else. Maybe less minigun lasers. Or less mini lasers and more not mini lasers. Why did I open the C menu? Alright, what I'm learning here is that good a move as it is to replace some of the APS, it is like, okay, so that's still a good move. It's just like those freaking like Sabot frag guns are like really strong, and I shouldn't replace those. They're good. Need to replace something else. Oh, bless your cotton socks, you're still trying to fire. Righty-ho then, there you can see the poles, and those poles are just a last second change, really, to make it a little bit harder to take these things out with, like, AP heat, which is a problem. I do indeed think that Stage 8 is going to take this. So it should carry on with Stage 8 rather than persisting with Stage 9. But, like, I think, like, yeah, Stage 10 is going to, like, keep the Sabot frag guns but have lasers instead. Probably not these laser miniguns. I can do better. 4Q lasers, I reckon, rather than continuous. It is kind of impressive, like, how these little laser miniguns have survived. Like, this is why... this is part of the reason why I'm building this whole battleship like this. It was to test something. It was to test something that kind of occurred to me back when was it the 2022? It was the 2022 Ragnarok rebuild came out. In that, one of the important things about that ship is that the Sea Whiz is on the ends of it. It's on the bow and the stern, which is a much better place for it than where traditionally the anti-aircraft and close-in weapon systems would go on a ship, which is kind of like in the middle, in and around and on top of the superstructure, because the middle part of the ship, and like you can actually tell just by looking at this middle part, where like most of the mass is, that's the part that's most likely to get hit, so you actually don't want to stick your important stuff there. Or at least the stuff that can get, has an exposed face, so to speak. So, really, something like this, in which there's just a whole bunch of empty space and bulk in the middle of it, is actually kind of a good idea. And, really should build more of my ships like that. Also, the fact that this thing is carrying on, even though this is, like, really, redundancy is just, like, such a good idea, really, for this. Is just having the middle of your ship kind of be, well, not that interesting, have it mostly empty space as this is, I think that's a winning design. I think, yeah. I think my canoes from now on is just going to be like stuff crowded towards either end of it, just because that'll be a good way of ensuring that, like, hey, even if one end gets like almost disabled completely, the other end will just be a-okay and fine. I don't think that we're gonna really need to do like more than one round of this, because it's pretty clear who's winning here. So let's just firstly go check on our friend over there, see how they're doing. It is a bit of, there is a downside to this particular design in that, like, the biggest, most expensive guns are in the middle, so they're more likely to get hit, and they're also taller, so they're more likely to get hit. So really, a smarter way of going about this would be to have the very tallest guns on this be secondaries, and be stuff that is nice and redundant, and it doesn't matter too much if they get blown up. So yeah, this is what, like I say, this is an experimental design. Also, these idiots are not closing in on each other. So this is a definite sign that I need to, that I really need to make these guys way more maneuverable. Like, really way more maneuverable. Like, and that's a oh no, why did I do that? Why have I done this? No! Who's way over there? That's the stage 8. That's the stage 9. We're just gonna chill out and hang with the stage 9 and just slowly wait for the clock to run out, because there's like 4 minutes on the clock, and it's like, you know, and I think it's gonna be a long, long time. So we just get to sit back, relax, and watch this thing disintegrate. Also, where are we on the map? We're right there. Really should, you know what, it'll be a fun idea to have a custom battle setup, like set up somewhere with terrain, to test, like, terrain avoidance in combat. But, like, you know, getting ahead of myself here. Lock onto this block over here, which probably won't be destroyed anytime soon. And we're just going to sit back and enjoy the ride. Watch the block confetti happen. Enjoy! Alrighty, we've got about 30 seconds left on the clock, and it looks like, wow, that jump scared me. Sudden laser noise. It looks like the risky big thing, stage 9, is lost this one. So we're not going to do extra rounds because, like, this is kind of like, I don't know, this is basically the same craft, with just a few key differences. And yeah, the crams really didn't do much. They tended to miss. And just because of this thing's broadside pattern, it just kind of like didn't do much. Also, these lasers, definitely I need to do better. They could do a lot better than what they're doing right now. So I'm going to change them to be continuous, not continuous. I'm going to switch them to be 4Q lasers. And probably without the minigun thing, because the minigun thing is really fun. It's fun and cool to look at, but honestly, you need a bigger laser system if you really want it to be effective. Dakin's Christmas. What's the difference? What's the... Hold on. So let's work this out. I think each tile square is around... What was it? Was it 4 or 5 kilometers? So that's roughly 4... math. So yeah, these guys are like 5,000 meters apart from each other. Like, you you're getting the Flying Dutchman optical illusion from there, just because the sea isn't bloody rendering. So yeah, I definitely need to tweak the broadside settings on these so they don't fly so far away from each other. That's a fly. I mean, they do literally fly. This is basically a hydrofoil because apparently I really friggin' love hydrofoil. So that does it for this combat test. Yeah, it's like this is just a long slog now. So definitely need to keep the Sabot frag guns, keep the lasers off the number 9, but just make them better lasers, and I think that'll be pretty good. And yeah, so that does it for this bit of science, genuine science this time. Really did want to figure things out. So thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's fun perks in it for you. Thank you to all my current supporters, and I will see you next time in From the Depths. Farewell.